Welcome back. It's still sunrise, and we move over to talking about the Ebola awareness. What should we know at this time? What is going on? The World Health Organization has said that it is underestimated. It is moving faster than efforts to control it. And of course, Nigeria has now been dragged into this through the, how will I describe this? The coming in of Mr. Patrick Sawyer and the infection of several other people. We have in the studio with us this morning the representative from the Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Joshua Obasanya. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Ebola is in Nigeria. The W.H.O says it's moving faster than we can contain it. What are we doing here in Nigeria?
Yeah. First of all, let me start by saying that the outbreak in Nigeria is peculiar. It's the first time it is happening in an urban setting. And just to tell you how difficult it is, just to reiterate how difficult it is to contain the outbreak. But nevertheless, I think looking at the efforts we have put in place, I think we have done well. Because why did I say this? Within hours of getting the information, the Federal Ministry of Health and the Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Health and other line ministries that are involved, because not only the Ministry of Health, were already onto the case. So it shows that whatever it is, we were actually prepared, but a lot could be done. A lot more could be done. So it's just to place that on record that within a few hours of getting to know this, we were onto it.
Yeah, we were prepared, but right now there's been some issues coming up, saying that some of the centers, the isolation centers, are just getting ready. Even at the airport, when Mr. Sawyer came in, some of the port health people could not identify that this could be Ebola.
Yes, we know that the outbreak has been going on for some time, and we have also been making some preparations. But then it happened. And what I'll say is that this outbreak has shown that there is another dimension to transmission of disease. I mean, the world is indeed a global village. We could have thought that Ebola could have been brought in by somebody just flying in and within 2 or 3 hours in another country and bringing it in. So this shows the complexity of the outbreak that we're dealing with. That it's the environment in which we're operating is much more difficult than we thought. Because just imagine, within 2 hours, within 1 hour, you could just get on a plane and arrive in another country, and there it is, boom. But having said that, I want to mention here that we should commend the management of First Consultants Hospital, because we would have been in a greater mess if the health workers out there had not been on very high alert, and they were able to identify and notify the state and federal authorities in time. So I think they should be commended. And I think we're lucky that it happened this way. And of course, we should commend Lagos State government also, because right from the first day, they have partnered with us, and we have been collaborating together with WHO to make sure that we contain the outbreak.
What would be your perspective on the issue that was raised during the course of this week, which Yomi actually attended the press conference, saying that there are issues of poor infrastructure within the isolation environment, lack of water, no light, and things that will make it such that it can be state-of-the-art and able to achieve its objective? What would you say to that? Are you aware of it? And do you think this is one thing that could be one of our major problems in ensuring that we are able to wipe it out within the 6 months that some experts have said might be the timeline?
Yeah, like I said earlier on, we were on to this hours on getting to know this. And the first thing we had to deal with was how to ensure that by the time we start having symptomatic people coming up, contacts coming up, that we should be ready. And actually, we did that. And I don't think it is true that there is no light, because
is the light fluctuating? Do you have times when it has to switch from generator to
there is a standby generator at the hospital, and if you read the press conference of yesterday, there are indeed two out there. Another one has been provided, and I want to say that during all of this, the national and state authorities were almost 24 hours together, looking at all the needs and responding to all of this. And while we were doing that, we were also preparing facility that will accommodate much more cases if they become symptomatic.
Sorry, let me ask you, sorry to interject again. In terms of the isolation facility, is it jointly run by the federal government and Lagos state government, or is it a Lagos state government facility to handle Ebola victims?
This is a joint responsibility.
Okay.
And by yesterday, by the end of yesterday, we moved those cases into a new facility. And this, not entirely new, I can say into another facility, which is far better. And this was an MDR-TB, multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis purpose-built facility. And this is much better.
And this movement you're talking about, because some of the family members of the patients, they actually said, yes, a few of the patients are getting well, seem to be, getting well, and some others are deteriorating, and you have all of them in the same place. Is that how it is right now?
No, ma'am. That's not correct. It would be unethical and irresponsible for us to bring somebody who we are suspecting, or who may not be infected, to bring that person into a facility and to acquire infection within the same facility. So that's not true. There are guidelines guiding our operations, and we adhere strictly by these guidelines. And it may interest you to know that on site, daily, we have international experts, MSF, WHO. MSF has a lot of experience dealing with, and WHO dealing with Ebola virus disease. Also, we have CDC. CDC have been of great assistance. We have UNICEF. UNICEF is there also. UNFPA. So a lot of organizations are coming together to fight the disease.
Like how many of them are on ground? Because I understand it's just a doctor from the World Health Organization that's leading a group of younger doctors trying to take care of these patients.
Yes. Let me also state clearly that fighting the outbreak is not just looking at the patients and providing care. There is a lot of activities around that. So yes, we have WHO supporting the treatment of cases, and one of the difficulties we had was that